Hello viewers, welcome to this video lecture series on analysis and design of algorithms. In this session, I shall explain you how to make use of the limits approach in order to compare the order of growth. Normally, when we have an expression like this, like t of n equal to 2n square plus 5n plus 7. Suppose if this is the expression, then whether to use big O or whether to use theta or whether to use omega to represent the time complexity for this expression, we are not at all certain. For that reason only we can make use of the limit approach here in order to decide whether to use big O or big theta or big omega. So let us solve few examples here, and what exactly is the logic that I shall be explaining to you. So this topic can be studied under heading like comparing the orders of growth, or under the heading using limits to compare asymptotic notations. In more simpler words, I am writing here use of limits to find out which notation is supposed to be used, like whether to use big O or big theta or big omega. So what is the logic here? See, t of n and g of n will be given in the question. Fine. And you are using what? The limit approach, and you have to write down limit n tends to infinity. Given values of t of n and g of n, you substitute. When you substitute, you will get one of these three values. You may get 0, okay, you may get 0, or you may get constant, or you may get infinity. These three possibilities are there. Suppose if you divide this t of n with g of n, and if you get 0, then you can say that t of n belongs to big O of g of n. If you get the value constant, then you have to say t of n belongs to theta of g of n. If you get the value as infinity, then you have to say t of n belongs to big omega g of n. So what is that? If 0, it is big O. If constant, big theta. If infinity, it is big omega. Let us see few examples here. In the question, it will be given like t of n is 2n square plus 5n plus 7. G of n is 7 square. So you need to find out here whether to use big O, big theta or big omega. Make use of this limit approach. Limit n tends to infinity. Substitute t of n and g of n. T of n is 2n square plus 5n plus 7 divided by g of n is how much? Given in the question is 7 square. So when you further simplify, you will get 2n square divided by 7n square plus 5n. You are separating the terms now. 5n divided by 7n square plus 7 divided by 7n square. Now this n square will get cancelled, and you will have 2 by 7 plus 5 divided by 7 into n, because here 1 in the numerator and 1 n in the denominator will get cancelled. So you will have 5 by 7 n, and here 7 will get cancelled, 1 divided by n square. Now 2 by 7 I am writing it or representing it as constant. The remaining is these two terms. As it is, I am writing down. So I am using the limit approach. When n tends to infinity, when you are dividing any number with infinity, in place of n, if you are writing infinity here, then both these terms will become what? 0, 0. So c plus 0 is 0. You got the value as constant. So the limit approach says that if it is a constant, then it belongs to what? Theta. So you are writing t of n belongs to theta of g of n. Now you have decided, yes, the notation, the asymptotic notation that has to be used for this expression is theta. Let us take one more example. T of n equal to n square plus n plus 1 will be given in the question. G of n equal to n cube will also be given in the question. So you start solving this. Limit n tends to infinity. You are writing what? T of n divided by g of n. Substituting for t of n square plus n plus 1, and in g of n it is n cube. Simplify. N square by n cube will be the first term. N divided by n cube, 1 divided by n cube. Now further simplify. N square will get cancelled with the n square of the denominator. You will be having what? 1 by n. Here 1 n will get cancelled with 1 n in the denominator. 1 by n square plus 1 divided by n cube as it is. Once again the limit approach, that is once again you are applying the limits here. N tends to infinity. So in place of infinite n, when you substitute infinity, 1 by infinity is 0. So 0 plus 0 plus. So the complete term will result into 0. So if you are getting a value 0, then here if the value is 0, then what? T of n belongs to big O of g of n. So you are writing here t of n belongs to big O of g of n. You can even write in the form of expression also, because t of n given is n square plus n plus 1 belongs to what? Big O of n cube. Sometimes the question will be like this: prove n square plus n plus 1 is equal to big O of n cube. In this case also what you can do is you can apply the limit approach. You can divide this t of n, whatever is expression towards your left hand side should be your t of n, and this is your g of n. Then you apply the limit approach, carry out in the same manner as I have explained. Then finally you can prove that yes, it is equal to big O of n cube. Now one more question will take. T of n is 1 divided by 2n into n minus 1. G of n is n square. So T of n in the numerator, G of n is n square in the denominator. Then you simplify here. What you are doing in the simplification is this 1 by 2 you are taking outside. So limit n tends to infinity, you will get n square minus n divided by n square. Further simplifying this, you will get 1 minus 1 by n. N tends to infinity. When you substitute for n infinity, 1 by infinity is 0. So 1 minus 0 is 1. So now what is that? You will write 1 by 2 outside, which was there as it is, and 1 by 2 into 1 minus 0. Then finally you will get 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is what? It is a constant value. So for constant it is theta. This one. If the value is constant, then t of n belongs to theta of g of n. So that is what we have written. T of n belongs to g of n. So what is t of n? Given is half n into n minus 1 belonging to theta of n square. Let us see one more example. This is the fourth example here. T of n is n factorial. G of n is 2 to the power of n. So when you substitute here, t of n factorial, g of n 2 to the power of n, limit is there, limit n tends to infinity, n factorial divided by 2 to the power of n. Now in this case we have to make use of the two formulas. One is the Stirling formula, STIR, it is STIR LING, Stirling's formula, and the other one is L'Hopital rule, not hospital. So let us apply these formulas here. See, once we substituted for t of n and g of n, we got this expression, limit n tends to infinity. Now in place of n factorial, okay, in place of n factorial, we are writing under root of 2 pi n into n divided by e to the power of n. This is completely from the Stirling formula. Okay, whatever I have written here, same thing you are going to substitute for n factorial. This you have to remember. Okay, so this Stirling formula you substitute, and then you will get 2 divided by 2 to the power of n as it is. Then you can simplify these terms. Okay, 2 pi n under root, right as it is, then n divided by e to the power of n on the numerator and 2 to the power of n in the denominator. So that once you simplify, you will get n divided by 2 into e to the power of n. Once you apply this limits, n tends to infinity, you will get here infinity. When the value becomes infinity, t of n belongs to big omega, and the value is infinity. T of n belongs to big omega. So you can write down t of n belongs to big omega g of n. And what is t of n? You can write the given expression also, n factorial belonging to big omega g of n. The last one more example we'll see, because nowhere we have applied till now L'Hopital rule. Let us see whether any expression we can make use of this rule also. Given expression is t of n log n to the base 2, g of n equal to root n. Fine. Limit n tends to infinity, t of n divided by g of n. Substituting, you will get these two. Fine. Now you are applying what? This form. There is one simplification formula. Whenever you get log n to the base 2, which is equal to always log n to the base e divided by log 2 to the base e. So this one you are substituting here. In the numerator, whatever you got log n to the base 2, that you are substituting with this one. Then denominator root n, you will keep it as it is. Now further you will simplify this whole term and you will get this expression. Then further simplification you can write down, because see, in this expression 1 divided by log 2 to the base e, when you try to bring this term to the numerator, it will be log e to the base 2. You have to reverse this. You want to bring this term to the numerator, it will become log e to the base 2. and the remaining expression is as it is. This will be as it is divided by root n. So now you will take this term outside here, then limit tends to infinity, this term log n to the base c divided by root n. So at this point we need to apply the L'Hopital rule. L'Hopital rule is here. Limit n tends to infinity, t of n divided by g of n is equal to limit n tends to infinity, t dash of n divided by g dash of n. So you have to take the derivative for these two terms. When you take the derivative for this term, you will get for the first term log n to the base c, the derivative is 1 by n, and the derivative of root n is 1 divided by 2 under root of n. So you are going to substitute this in the denominator and this in the numerator. This is because of the L'Hopital rule. Fine, you have to take whatever is t of n and g of n. Here you have to take the derivative of these two and substitute. Once you substitute those derivatives, still this log e to the base 2 is outside. Okay, further simplifying this 1 divided by n divided by 1 by 2 under root of n, you will get 2 under root of n divided by n. N tends to infinity. So when you substitute n equal to infinity, then you will get here what? 0. 0 into anything is 0. What you got finally is 0. So when the value is 0, then the asymptotic notation used here is big O. So you are writing t of n belongs to big O of g of n. So in place of t of n, whatever was the expression given, that you can write down, and g of n is root of n, this big O. So this way you have to simplify the steps, and this method is using the limits approach in order to find out whether to make use of the big O, big theta or big omega. So some problems it are very simple, without making use of Stirling formula and L'Hopital rule you can carry out, but in few of the expressions you have to take care. When expressions like n factorial appears, then you have to make use of the Stirling formula, and for expressions like this you have to make use of L'Hopital rule. So this way, if you remember this formulas and rules, you can easily find out which asymptotic notation to be used for a given expression of t of n and g of n. So hope you find this session helpful. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye bye and take care.